Hey y'all, what's up? This is Russell, and I'm going to talk about Neuralink because it's cool. So Neuralink is a technology it's a brain chip that can be used for paraplegics or people who just want to access a computer with their mind or move an arm with their mind. It attaches to the motor cortex of your brain, and it goes through whatever else has Bluetooth connectivity. So it translates the signals that your brain gives of saying something like, oh, I want to move my arm. Okay. Now that the motor cortex in your brain is sending that signal to move your arm, you can typing. What would be really practical is if you already have fingers and you can type, you could type and it can be in a learning mode, and it will learn how your fingers are typing. And then after it's you go away from the keyboard and think about typing or pretend you're typing. If you and watch a hand on the computer and watch it type for you, and pretend as if your hands are the hands on the screen on the computer, so it can be your virtual self. Now over time there's this what would be really cool is there's this software program that I played around with a long time ago, 2008 or so, called Second Life. Second Life is a virtual self online, and you can do all sorts of programming and things and purchase your land. It actually uses money to purchase land on this virtual world. And there's different worlds and portals and things like that. You could hop to and from different places. You create your avatar and you fly around and you buy clothes and look cool and stuff like that. It's a Second Life. It's really boring, actually. It doesn't have any other features besides flying that's really cool. I mean, with your money, you can buy like weird looking noses or something, and make your house look different and things like that. But it is meant to be an extension of this real world. So it has the mathematics, the gravity of this world, and that's actually physically part of this world. And anything beyond that is not really put out there in the Second Life. But what would be cool, just as an experiment, to connect this Neuralink to the Second Life scenario. So say that your motor cortex is doing a bunch of walking, right? And you're thinking about walking. Close your eyes and you think about walking. And you train it just like you would typing on the screen like that. And in this virtual world, the avatar starts walking. Now that would be cool. Now, of course, you expound upon that and put it in a robot. Say there's this company that does a bunch of robotics, and Google bought it. I can't think of the name right now, but it's a actual good robot, balancing and things like that for humanoid looking robots. And And they have these robots on wheels and these other things like that. And they work really good. They work really well. And they joined with NASA to make one of their space robots that looks like a human with a mask and stuff. And it has a different type of arm that can do all sorts of weird stuff because they want it to be more versatile than an actual human. And be able to go out there and get in space and do things that a spacewalk would be too dangerous to do for whatever mission they want. So now, of course, upon the virtual world and application for Neuralink into a robot. Now we've seen movies like that where a military entity gets a hold of this technology and sends out drones and drones of robots that go and destroy other robots and things, or humans, just to eradicate and make it more like a game, which it never is and never should be. But we're venturing into that territory to where if this Neuralink chip can enable us to remotely access something else completely, or at least the parts of the machine that need to be actuated so that our brains can move it as if it was us, then we could have avatars out there. And there's a bunch of movies like that, and that's pretty cool to think about that. So we could have, like, there's this one with I just can't think of all these names. So there's movies like that all over the place, but it's an interesting technology. So the medical industry has been working on a lot of that. Placing little neurones on the surface of the brain to link up with different items, and I just thought it was cool. Anyways, Elon Musk is working on that, and he's working on SpaceX, and he's working on the Boring Company, and he's working on Solar City, and he's working on Tesla, and he's like sending the first actual people from the U.S. soil to the International Space Station since 2011, since NASA stopped sending people to Earth's orbit, and we've been using the Soyuz capsules from Russia and actually escaping Earth's gravity from Russian soil this whole time since 2011, since the space shuttle was decommissioned back then. And I'm kind of like, why? I'm happy about SpaceX, so, but I'm really surprised that the space shuttle lasted that long. So it was since 1996 to 2011. So that's like, what, 15 years? It lasted 15 years. That's amazing. I think it was 1996 when the space shuttle, this newer version, was created. Anyways, very cool stuff, and the future is happening now due to Elon Musk being today's Tony Stark. Yeah. Cool. All right. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.